We're back here on the roof. There's another unit right here. We have a bunch more VRFs, whole stack of them. But what we are going to be looking at is this guy right here. So this guy has refrigerant lines and heating lines. So if we come right here, on this nameplate on the outside, we have compressor load, we have motor load, refrigerant, we have the power supplies, max circuit ampacity, max rated over protection device, overcurrent protection device, maximum volts 460, RLA each, LRA each. So let's open this guy up. So right here is pretty much the brain of this whole system. We have one circuit coming in, and we need to know what all of this is. So here we have some overloads. They are also disconnecting switches. Right here we have some fuses. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Some fuses, bigger fuses, thermal relays, a transformer, another transformer right here, a VFD. This is a variable frequency drive. This is going to control the speed of the motor, and you can program what speeds and when you have certain speeds, why you have certain speeds, when to activate that. Here's a smaller VFD. Here's another thermal relay back here. This is controllers for some of the low volt, and I'll break some of that down to you. So right here is our disconnect. Right here is where we're bringing line 1, 2, and 3 in. Then it's going to go and hit this. This is called PB. Now let's come over here to this chart. This is a ladder diagram of what I just showed you. The electrical circuit. It's going to come in and hit DS01. That's this right here. DS1. Oops. DS1. And then it's going to hit PB. So it hits DS1, normally open, disconnect switch. Going to break all 3 lines right there. PB1. Line 1, line 2, line 3. Now down here, we have PB1. So if you can see right here on PB, the lines come in, and then they're going to branch off all over the place. Let's check this first one out, just for an example. So on line 132, we have FB10. It's going to hit these fuses right before it. So let's see, FB10. Looks like it's hitting this fuse first. Right after that, it's going to go to LR10. So I'm not exactly sure. I can't break all of this down because I haven't really looked in here for too long. LR10. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that it's hitting another controller of some sort. Let me see if I can't find that. Okay, I couldn't find it. But anyway, so we're coming over here to LR10, some sort of connecting block. Then we're going to hit VFD10. So we come over here to our VFD, VFD1, VFD10. So it's hitting this. And then we'll come right here, C1DF01. So I'm assuming it's hitting another controller. Again, I'm not looking all over for these. And then it's hitting this motor. Let's go and look at that motor. So coming around the back over here, here is the motor. This is going to blow the air, hot or cold, through the building. Right here is the motor nameplate. If you can see right here, it says 230 or 460 amps, 25 or 12.5. That's just because it's saying there's two options for the voltages. Right here are the two options, low voltage or high voltage. Now, if we want, we can go in here and redo these taps so we can do low voltage, but right now it's tapped at high voltage we saw on the other nameplate. This cord is going over through there. Let's come around. Into here. So right here is the AC side of things, the air conditioning. Here's that cord sticking through. It's going out that way. Back to in here. And it's connecting. So that is essentially that circuit. This goes straight to this motor. What are all these other things? Well, here's compressor number 1. What is compressor number 1? Well, the compressor works on the AC side. This is the compressor right here. This is essentially the condensing freons. You have your pilots right here. This is sending all of your freon. It's essentially what cools the air. This compressor. These compressors need power. And when they need power, I mean, if you looked over here, here's essentially the controls for just the compressor. We have a small version of it over here. This is a limit switch that's installed on these. There's one right here. Here's another limit switch. Here's another one. But essentially, we have the whole compressor load right here. So we don't necessarily need to go over there for the nameplate. Right in here, this is, where is that? This is compressor 1. VFD 1. So that compressor is on this variable frequency drive. And it's hitting these fuses. And then we have this relay right here. We have these heaters. They work individually. So it's running off, let's see, FB01. So remember PB01. PB. This is also tapped off the main lines coming in. FB10 or FB1 right here. FB1 for the compressor. FB1. So these are the bigger fuses that compressor's on. That's essentially how that circuit's ran. Now we can have some more of the smaller controllers. So on PB1, you'll see there's T1, T2, T3. They're only tapping off 2 of these to do some controllers. So it's hitting DS07, normally closed switch. That's a limit switch. I'm not exactly sure where that is in here, but something like this. Hits some fuses, then it's gonna hit this first transformer. It's going from 460 volts, let me get it to focus here, to 120 volts. Then it's running the stuff that needs 120. And it's going to, then again, so it's hitting this first transformer, 460 in, the 2 lines, L1, or T1 and T3, and then it's coming out. And it's running some of this on 120, and then it's hitting a secondary transformer, 120 volts to 24 volts. So essentially that's in the field when you're going to see this kind of stuff, how to diagnose it. If I come and see this, I need to know what it is. 24 volts, well then that's obviously going through this other transformer. Where is that transformer? 2TB, right here. 2TB, that's that transformer right there. There's 2TA, T7, and that's essentially how you read these guys in the field. Come over here to the compressor, and we're gonna want to know when to kick this on, and the heater when to kick it off. So there's all sorts of thermal overloads and different contactors and stuff to tell when to turn it on and off. Here's the heater motor. That's that other circuit in there on that ladder diagram that we were looking at. And if it's all running off one circuit, then you essentially need to have a giant diagram to know exactly when things turn on and turn off simultaneously, because it can't just all be ran from one little switch. So that's why you have so much of these components in here. And there's thermostats, and there's Cat 5 cable coming in here that's going to run it remotely. And we can go through this stuff all day. But that's the gist of it.